Oh yeah. Tangazo Daniela Ani Gendo Nishusinite Ani Tetish Tasha Gotsuare Ani Tate Shegaya Senatati Katundiniel Shivanaji Mazo Kandal teaching it to Jeshia teaching it to Jegata Don Castle Kenju San Sheshayore Kenju San Sheshawa Tani Tati Nonel Kenju Genda Kenjute Nani non Mumbo, Tunga Mumbo, and Dona Mumboji Sunja is Tate Tukawo Ani Hak Water Techikaleko Tandi is a Delone Jishamangi Bigani Suztene Ani Dole Mumbo Yombo and Yishajil Madune Ani Shiriore De Tanamazo Shake Gas Papa Res.
Okay, so we are studying about this topic called 20 types of sanghas, and which is the topic which is part of our study of, of course, this ornament of clear realizations. And so, according to the outlines of the text, so these topics falls under the presentation of the precepts, and then within the precepts, so these 20 types of sanghas, so which is really the extensions of these, the precepts on the which instruct on three objects of refuge, and so there is the reasons is because in the sutras, so there is the mentions. There's a mention of so many types, so many categories of the types of the sanghas, and these in these ornaments of clear realizations. So all these various types of the categories of sanghas which is mentioned in the sutras, so are the put together in 20 types of sanghas.
And Tandi Niashite Techi Tachitone Tungana Tungo Natanipa Nizuaina Tech Nudasawayores, Gotsatis Kalekawayores, Rava Tinzata Tinunella Ta Chitum Zog Ta Niashite Yesa Janate Jesajiores. And the jete Niraya Boji Charanzul Chen has on this row.
So obviously it's to because of this the large categories of sanghas mentioned in the sutras, so which makes this very difficult, very confusing, and difficult to subject to understand. So that's why the ornament of clear realizations, give a further explanations on this topic of the sanghas. So now, as I mentioned in the last sessions, so for us to actually this short period of time to trying to understand the all of these 20 types of sanghas, can be a little bit we might get confused, bit confusing. So therefore, but what is really essential here, and which we should all try to learn about, is the four types of the 4 categories of the sanghas. Sorry, 8 categories of the sanghas.
Ani tan ne ngacho ti dini go jete nizun. Ani dini ko la pa loju che shuwa te pe kawazum boda. Ani pen shid chimbo jire songo des. Kain sena ngacho desa sera chinda ul chawa shawina. Nzara ta magina lo nyeno no nzara toshu larang banzara dire. Larang banzara ti lo taparisha di genda ko tunga te jagres. Genda ko tunga te ta tunga kase pi ja thasa jane. Ani ya tramu mala ma te totani so. Ni gi gonju ul ja.
La
gonju ndong goyorwa. Ndong goyorwa. Ti so to ul jane. Tunga pe mo chamba mo ja yor sindel tunga. Ani tenji da ani pen dan il zine. Ani tunga tan mo ja lo taparishin zara toshu ti ga jagres ne.
사람 그들한테
라론 zara티가 아니 로레르 테마르레
사람 어떤 걸 써와
라론 땡헬
노노
달로 주마다 단스란 토슈들이
노노
되게 그래서 지자그랬을 때 기파 가르스나 아니 다 자무 드니 지자와이나 수술 폐야 뭐뭐도 아니 자송라요 아니 자와 다 겐다 몸보 폐 아니 드니 그땐지에 송고요 그래서 아니 드니 기체도 배 짜치 못 저거 그래서
So this topic of 20 types of sanghas, so it's also considered regarded as a very like auspicious topics, and so therefore to those who study in this topic, so is also it's very need to consider, to realize that you are very fortunate. It's a very special opportunities. So like in the monasteries, the highest group of this, the class is the class which is now ready to go for the Geshe Haram, like a examination, Geshe Haram degree examinations. So there is a traditions of in the monastery where this class of the Geshe Harambas, the students. So they would do a bit of like a research on all the types of numbers of the sanghas that are you find in the sutras, and the list can go over like thousands and thousands. They will do the research and then compile the whole the name of the sangha together, and then they would stick that list on the main door, entrance door of the monasteries. So the one of the reason behind is that it is very considered as a very auspicious cause for the not only for the individual monks to have to in terms of their accumulating merit and so on, but also for the cause to for the flourishings of the Buddha Dhammas and also the members of the Sangha communities. So so therefore, we should also try to even if we, as I was saying, said last time, if we find it difficult to understand, or we don't have time to go through the whole lot, but we still should try to recognize this special like auspiciousness of studying about these 20 types of sanghas.
Tatinza tanga tinyela jiji tati jegnu ne tambo ne jiji shupase ngete tane jiji ne renese ite ngote ta ngote sambare sirwa
So of the 8 the category or the groups of the sanghas. So the first one, first 2 are called as the approacher to stream enterers, and then abider in the fruit of the stream enterer, isn't it? Abider in the fruit of the stream enterers. So in the we finished some descriptions of the approacher to the stream enterers.
Tami yewa jogo di salata tomo jiju shupatela yewa kande jogo yorsena jiju shupatela ni umbo nembo chito umbo tobo chisa umbingo ne jogo itsala umbo nembo chito umbo tobo chi ni jogo yores.
So with regard to the divisions of the types of the the approacher to stream enterer, so the it is they are divided into 2 in terms of their mental capacities. So which is those with the high mental capacities, great mental capacity, and those with a low or a dull mental capacities.
Ta teni ga chewa te kane jo umbo tobo te kane sire nambo kane sire se ga na umbo tobo te teni re de zo ta so giwi shin la so pe ga mengo la tine oni teni gon yu ne to ja ni shole pesha te lo oni teni ga zo giwi shin ga jesan ro ne pa te ni teni ga ta ji shiba to san jo teni so la ni umbo tobo da ani ta so giwi shin zane nye zo te so jewi sura la so ti song dong du je ni zhen zhui jie de ge jie ne ni ta ji ji shu pa to zang ge zo la ani umbo ne bo o de shi ge yo res.
So the difference between the 2 is that those of the sharp or a great mental capacities, so they they achieve that is their state of this approacher to stream the enterer, stream enterer. Primarily, they do, hear about their path of from the spiritual teachers, but primarily, so it is they make that progress into the path, by their own effort, effort in studying and then contemplating on the subject matters. So whereas those with the less or a dull mental faculties, they primarily they make progress, or enter into the path and make the progress. The primarily by depending on the instructions or listenings to their spiritual teacher.
Dashi ton di katu inandra wone ngazo karina tini katu tejilene ani ta ndo tani koto tani yebi gdje la ndo da ani kuti da nzedo tani lumumbo doneta yunu sungo resrwa ina ta ngazo nene la ngete lunzo te shege mes ma te shege ngazo ti baro sheji mombo icho mando ta mo desrwa.
So in the if you refers to the text which explain in detail about this, then we find the sources, scriptural sources with relating to all these types of sanghas, of the sutras, and then also there is commentaries like such as like the compendium, the text called Compendium of Knowledge, and then the Abhidhamma koshas, and there is a lot of the quotations from all these scriptural sources which provide the information about all these sanghas.
Ane ta tanda ta umbo noti ni te umbi ngone jo yungore ta puja punsi jingone jo na tini diji chupatela ne ta puja ranje wa ji da puja chicha wa se ni yore sro ma bana ta denye gat pun denye do ne pun do ti sala ne nye da to no pun do ti sala khwas ne mu chicha to pun do ngi ji do ranje da pun do ngi ji go ne ta ka zungi puja chicha wa to ranje wa se jing ga zo ti zero rate tsarwa ta tiga noji ga ranje be longgol do ngi ji da ne ji jan longgol do ngi ji ni yores
gyunshu shubada never shubada. And then there's divisions of this the approacher to stream enterers into two, again another two in terms of the how they abandoned, how they abandon or counteract their object of abandonment, object to be abandoned, to be abandoned. So I think we touched on this this way of abandoning the object of abandonment. Into there are two, which we can abandon it in a gradual ways, in a gradual abandonment, and then there's like a simultaneous the way of abandonings. So so these are another the way that is we can divide this approach into two. So tangazo jiji shupate mugene ne jolo tenchi pasene jolo ni tono pache melondo ni nyojo tenchi pasane yojo imba ne tel jodi sala ne di ngela jitebe pache melon senanda ne shiro nomba chijelo senanda tniglo la tene jitebe pache melon the shiro nomba chijelo senata dewal rapata kumal shawata shirawa shiro nomba chijelo tndigul tane ni denye ngenje wa pongye chine mangye ma pongye tandita ya chi pong ni ba ma pongye ni pong sa ma pongye tndizo ramba zo ne ngam chel ma to yores gotsa denyo nga shawara denye la chito gayoro wa denye gaye ne tsne ngam chetel done ma pongye chi ma pongye ji pong ni ma pong ye, ni pong se ma pong ye, se pong ye ma pong ye, se zao pong ye, ye zao pong ye, nga zao pong ye, c'est ce que ça. Alors, ji ma pong ye ji ma pong ye ji ma pong ye ji ni ji pong ye, ni pong ye, se pong ye, xi pong ye, nga pong ye, nga ma zao yo res, ri nga, tu pa yo ma res, là. Tu connais tout ça, tu as quelque chose ça. Ah. 예와도 시고로 예와텔라야 당기 부자 본 거는 시에 되고요. 부자 본 거는 제와지도 지자와 니 시에 되고요. 야 부자 본 게텔라 아니 그리 지지 슈파티가 슈파 마주병 하로다. 하로텔라 니키 야지 로마슈 가네인한다 로주 가네인한다 아니 내년 마봉에도 지로 넘바치지로 나타났다. Nyamsha Malengal Sorwa.
Nyoja Malengel.
No.
Loma Shikalina, Kadina.
No. And then there's another divisions of these approaches are made on the basis of the their what kind of or a number of the objects, like the number of afflictions, like afflictive objects that they overcome prior to the reaching to that state of approaches. So the state of approaches, as we came across in the last week's sessions, so which happens in a same period of meditative equipoise, of the last kind of meditative, last leg of the one who is on the path of preparations, and then continue to the next the path of the uninterrupted, right? The path of seeing, and then also the path of the release of the path of seeing. That's all on the same meditative equipoise. So, but before that, that means before the meditator or before you have achieved the state of the approach, or you have become the approacher through the enterers, then there is you could have someone who we talk about. There are specifically there are 5 types of the afflictive objects on the level of or within the level of desire realms. So of those 5, then you could have some prior to this approacher, before the becoming an approacher. So you could have someone who have not abandoned any of those 5 the afflictive objects of desirams. So you could have one. That's one. Then you can have only one, someone who have only overcome or abandoned only one of the 5. So that makes 2. And then you can have one who have abandoned only 2, or just 3, or just 4, or all of them. So sometimes that's another way this approacher to stream entrance are categorized in the scriptures. In terms of how now. Yeah. Only this Chedapangcha Guyarwa. No. So, although there are 9 types of the mental the afflictive objects of the desire realms, but we make this division only on the basis of those first five, but the afflictive object of desire realms. So here another thing that these are all, when we talk about this, the overcoming or abandoning all these afflictive objects with desire realms. So we are talking about the abandonment or the the abandonment of these on the in the context of the mundane path. So which is which I think we said last time, which with that path, when we said something is abandoned, it doesn't mean that it's abandoned from its root. So rather to the preventing it to arise in the affliction in a manifested form. And also we're talking about the mundane path, which has the ability to observing the coarseness and the subtlety of the various levels of the existence.
Taya shewa lensa jigone yewa kase yorsena lenye chungi serda lenye chungi shewa lensa tsena kare yorsena lenye chungi go shewa ne ndewala ne devel mada lal serwa da tani go shewa ji lenye ni lenye san lenye sene dünba to yore serwa dün lenye tani yores tinza ne jiju shupe ne kasala ne lesat sone ni dewa sheta madulaga lesat sone ni tniga shewa do yo marete inayo nga soso shibi kasano dewa shega lechig nomati ungi ani shewa jine dünbat lenge tni yores
ju top so
ju shuparda
shuba. And then there's also the mentioning of the division of this approach to stream enterers, in terms of the number of the life rebirth which they rebirth that they take due to the force of karma and mental affliction or mental delusions. So in here, so of course, someone who have achieved this state of approaches, approaches to the entrance, will not will never create a new karma or to which will throwing karmas to take rebirth. So therefore, when we talk about this, the divisions of the approach to enterer, in terms of the number of time that they will come back to this to cycle existence or to take a rebirth. So we are referring to the karma, that they are all karma, if you like, that they have created in the past. That is before they reach to the state of before they become the approach to the enterers. So from this, so on the based on their the store of their past throwing karma, and then we make the divisions of these approaches in terms of approach those who will come back, who will take the rebirth once or just 2, 3, and then but the maximum period it said is 7 times. So this is another way this approach to enterer is again the classified.
Tatanire ni dodana ni jiji shupatela ni sansote kawacha yersena ni jonlo ni tono pache melo te chipa yingerwa nyojo te chipa yingego ni jonlo ne jute ni tono pache melo patala ni jogo yores tela ni popada ni soso shigo ni yores ro jonlo ne ka soso shigo de dire tono pache melo ne ka popare de yores.
Okay, so now if you move to the to look into the boundary of this approach to stream enterers, and then the boundary is from the last leg of last meditative session of the path of preparations, then to the uninterrupted, to the end of the uninterrupted the path of seeing. So therefore the when we take into account of this boundary of that is going from part of the preparation to the path of a part of seeing. So we can see, we can understand that. So you could have a approacher to the stream enterer who is like the common or ordinary being, because when you are, you're on the path of preparation, you are not yet Arya or a superior beings, but rather you are ordinary or a common beings. So there's an approacher who can be a common being, and then who can be a superior being, which like a Arya being.
Tene ni tolo nondo lo toba ti cheta churu balong ji cheta te golong toba ti che ni ta tubu kujo su pumbi do tubu kujo su pumbi ga ta nondo lo de ta toba ti che ni teren ro re sanga so jijun jene jijun jene ren do go yore tene jijun jene tela 내가 제주 슈페가 내가서 보자 보는 거는 운보는 명거는 지세리가 안에 야와도 저 차수 여대레스 그절하고 야와도 저 차수 여대레스
so that's all about the approach to stream enterer. So now if we look into the abider in the a Sangha who is called, a group of Sangha who is called as a abider in the fruit of stream enterers. So that is the state when the is reached when this approacher to a stream enterer enter or progress to the next level of path, called the path of release of the path of seeing. So at that point of the reaching to the point of that part of the release of path of seeing, then you become the abider. We call it the abider in the fruit of the stream enterers. So defines your proceed to the or moving to this part of release or part of seeing is the full abandonment of this. I think we mentioned last time. There's three types of afflictions, and which in some English translation we use as three the afflictive I can't get it pronounced entanglement entanglements entanglement to be abandoned by the path of seeing. So when when the approachers is fully the counteract, fully abandon these three entanglement to be abandoned by the path of seeing, then you reach this. You enter then the path of release of the path of seeing, and then you become what is called as the abider in the fruit of stream enterers.
다 제주 슌레니 되는 거지. 은당 아주 시공라 아니 시공들라 시고 싶어서기 돈내네 저기 이어레스. So with regard to the divisions of this abider in the fruit of the in the fruit of stream enterer, so it is
similar to, we can find the same division as we found with regard to the approacher, like in terms of their mental capacities and so forth. So therefore now we move to the third types, third and fourth types of this the Sangha, called the approacher to one's returner, and then abider in the fruit of one's returner.
다 쇼운도 쇼고 슈파도 쇼운네네 세네니 샤고요레 다데 쇼운 슈파 생게테 간데나고 샤고요 세나 시도 데웨니 무텔라 거요레 서와 거그노네라네 데웨니 무 트파지도 트파테 뽕미가 셔다다 비 조조다 트파시테 뽕미가 셔다더니다 다 요와지 졸네 바세로 당아서 아니 드니가다 요런 요절네 되겠더니 드니가 빠지면로도 요절지도 인게가 네 단내니 트파테 뽕미가 셔다다 젠디 슈침보서 되겠 솔라 아니 쇼무세고 그래서 드니 트파 라 트파 아니 찍네 트파도 트파이다 트파지 보인다 라라 gunita chubatsu. So the approacher to one's returners, or the one's return or returners. 치공 탱직 치공 계좌야므로 내 식득이야. 치공 세조로 시공 들 렌직니 계좌야므로. So probably just returner, okay. Yeah, approacher to returner, because the one's returner could be another type of the returner, one's returner, multi-time returner, all that. So just put it, the approacher to returner and approacher to the fruit of abider in the fruit of returners. So first of all, so returner, the approacher to returner is the one who who is continuously striving to counteract the sixth, of the nine. So there are of the 9 types of the afflictive objects of the desire. So the sixth one, he was trying to counteract the sixth afflictive object of desire. Ani that ni nending tela shogu shupada ani kigen denye trapa poado ani shogun rene chono ko yores.
No.
Ani ta te jurubalo jishe sekata tono longo lonchiru ta tono nodolo sena teno na sijan de do tono nodolo se ta sido golon keji tombo ta chone ko
no
golon keji tombo de kadi thosuna ne ta desero da chesro denye trupa nyela punsa wa inanda jila punsa wa jila kale punga inanda ro ane tni poshi te tsene ta ne denye trupe pondo go ro tni pungwa ta la so ne shung rene chono go res shung rene ta da shung shupa yin ba shung shupa de poshi de tseng ge wa ta da pung ba te che ne ko ti shung rene cho go res shung rene cho di zala ane golok ke ji tombe mun le go res
chiung rene to do ro
shung rene da 단다 쇼고 슈파시에 망하니.
No. So the approacher to returners, so as I said, is the one who is striving to abandon the sixth affliction of the desirams, and then when that person's fully abandoned that sixth the afflictive sixth affliction of desirams, and then the person becomes the what we call as a abider in the fruit of returners.
That needed that tell it so loud, Yawa, Jiju, Yawa, Mumbo, your Esra, won't be going to Yawa to Puja Pozoguna Yawa to Yawa. At the Nig Mumbo, your rest, that in this Joalata, show Shimos at the Lamando Jogis. Then you think what they are costing the girls, then yet Trapa, Bumbo, Sans all Jog to us. She won't sing it, she wish you put in the Nepal at Zembato. She won't renessing it, the net of Papun Sangha. Oh, the digital cans all your job to us. They are quite a res.
So the division of this, the approach to returner, so is also there amongst many other divisions. So there's also which also include the kind of divisions that we found in the with regard to that approach to stream enterers, like in terms of the mental capacity, in terms of the number of time they take rebirth and so forth, and so now so in here, so just one more thing that we have to take note is the main thing that we need to take note is the approach to returner is the one who is now striving to abandon the sixth types of the affliction or the afflictive object within the desirams is the one, and then the abider in the fruit of returner is when you fully abandon that sixth the affliction of desirams, and in fact upon the abandonment of that sixth the affliction of desirams, then the person also then commends the path of meditation. So in another word, the first moment, the first instance of the path of meditation really marks the abider, beginning of the abider in the fruit of returners.
다 시모고 생겼대. 시모고 생겼대라. 야, 당게때 노지고 시모고 슈파도 시모고 내내서 이니요 레스로와. 근데 대 키와데 간데죠르세나 내내 거와 봄비 시드 잼비거니 다 드니 조와지 졸네 되게 저러와. 아니 tel라 시모고 아니 슈파다. 내내 거와 뽕선 다 대시드 잼네니 뽕선 비고 구조트살라. 아니 시모고 내내스네.
And then the next two are the approach to the non-returner. Am I right? Approach to non-returner, and then we got an abider in the fruit of never returner. Sorry, approach to never returner, and then the abider in the fruit of never returner. These two. So. The approach to never returner is one who is striving in abandoning the ninth afflictive objects of desirams, ninth one, and so therefore the abider in the fruit of never returner is one who have now fully, abandon or abandon or overcome that the ninth type, the mental, so the afflictive objects of desirums.
ane yun la ane tame chantanga sine tame chantanga ne pombi shid zembas tame chantanga pombi gunjewol nembas ne ane tame chantanga sine te karse gorsena ane tupu ko sanche
no
ane dewal ndambache tan de chorwa deven de chote
dewal dimbas no
dewal ndambas ne de chorum reta
no
deven de chote ta de choda ane nese nepsomba yarwa nese nepsemba nase nese singi ya nesem ya nese tenga ti shago yores ro tenga bote ni ta pombi shid tsenge tsola ani tangi shimogo shupata ani ta ti pone ne ta tin regola ni bikyasa shimogo nese ne shune tani shago yores kanje dodo chiawaina ne denye gwat chode go res tu bukaje so hago gorwa nin dewal ndambasi de nese de ni chode gorta kanje nin denye gwat chogo yores ro 당연히 ngol shi de 지금 대wan 당 그저 이나타 유는 들이 시 있어요. 대가를 이나 소소 텐스 걸어봐. 담이 찬당가 봄비 권에 지세 시 걸어봐.
So in relation with that, this approacher or the approacher to never returner and the abider in the fruit of the never returners. So in the text, so we know if you have come across this about detailed information about this in the text, then you will find there is 5 the they talk about this 5 kind of the object to be abandonment, okay? So which are in Tibetan is a Tame Chatyunga, so it's like the 5 concordant, okay, 5 concordant objects or the aspects to be abandoned. So these are the 5 types of afflictions, okay, which are mentioned there, and so when in the text, so you will find you may find that the approach to never returner is someone who is striving or endeavoring to abandon these 5 types of mental afflictions, which are called as the Tame Chatun or the 5 concordant object or aspect to be abandoned by the to be abandonment. So essentially, so even though those are mentioned, I just mentioned these 5 here, but essentially all these 5 referring to the that ninth, the afflictive, objects within the desirums. So it's referring to that. Loss.
다 tamani dachon shupadon dachon renese yiga tangazo tamega te ni ores ta ten ote kandid ni shago yorsana chewa garisa yorsana ta di kume chandanga sene kwa kumala ta dewa do zudu zume sene zume ni de kwa kuma jago yorwa ne kume chandanga ne pon ishide zen dewa da ne kume chandanga ne 본상에 대해 자좀 봤네. 드니게 계시고요. 레스로와 다 구매 찾는가데 가르세는 주주매 진대 저스지. 저 주주주매 거근데 저스지로와. 제지지. 아니 니지 니 그야지로. 니 아니 개파. 맞아 신화 개파스 개파지야. 아니 나자. 아니 녀무제지 말이봐. 맞춰서 다 됐어라 네 구매 차던가시네 구매 차던가시 그래서 가르세는 공 구매가 아니 드니가 알라고요 레스로와 te ni pombi shin zembi chane dacho shupa singe dana ani pon sambi chane ni dacho ba sene tani shego res.
So the so the five concordant aspect or the object to be abandoned on the level of desirums or within the desirums. So which of the five, three are one that we mentioned, listed in last teaching, which are the three entanglement, which we mentioned in the last teachings. And on top of, in addition to those three, so we have to add basically is a attachment, kind of attachment which is within the desirums, on the level of the desirums. So, but it says like some sort of aspirations for desirums. That's Dobala Dumba is in Tibet literally it says aspiration for or towards desirums. So in another way, it's a form of your attachment to the four desirums. And then on top of that, there's the harmful thought. So those are the five concordant objects to be abandoned on the level of the desirums. So which we talk about in the context of this what object the five objects which the never returners are, or approach to never returners are striving to abandon. So now next, so if we move to the next two types of sanghas, which are the four approacher to four destroyer, and then abiding in the fruit of four destroyers. So the approacher to four destroyer refers to one who is striving to get rid of or to abandon the if you allow, we can call it higher the five concordant objects or the aspects to be abandoned on the level of higher realms. So here you talk about the five kind of afflictions which belongs to the which is the property, if you like, of the higher realms of like form realms and formless realms. So those five include like the some form of attachment, type of attachment which exists in the which belongs to the higher realms. And then in addition to that, then there's sleepiness is another one, and then there's mental distractions, or in the one of the main obstacles for the calm abiding. So which sometimes you translated as like the excitement or distractions. So that is another one, third one. And then there's a pride, and then there's a afflictive like ignorance.
다 gondast니 드리테지 잡아나이 쳐서서와 여기다 nye 딩을한테 고뉴게 얘는 야보래 고마뉴게는 네 대체 사바레 대체 잡아쳐대서레스. So those of you who have heard all this, if you like the Dharma jargons, then maybe not too confusing. But if you are new to all these things, then it turned out to be a little bit, confusing for you tonight for tonight's teachings. Yes. 이나야 당가서 소노 시자 마야 보지 동와이나 아니 시초 종이나 때질려고 그래서 호티카 동와이나 때진 군용 보는 것이 그래서와 아니 가르스나 아니 뭐게 도부 그주선 봄비 그 전에 지유신데 저거 그래서 아니 내년 주바데 봄비 그 전에 아니 시군도 심고 저거 그래서와 아니 내년 거와데 봄비 그 전에 아니 심고 슈파던데 내년 거와 봄비 전에 저거 그래서 로 자존 생일 때 아니 구미 찬등가 봄비 전에 저거 그래서 아니 대존이 대치 대진 것서서나니 내려오라 그랬어.
So, but however, if you can also summarize the meaning of all these the types of sanghas, and then we can get some. We will find it easier to understand what the difference between all these sanghas. So, for example, the first two sanghas, which is like the approacher to stream enterer and the abiding in the stream fruit of the stream enterers, is really more based on whether or not you have abandoned those three entanglement, three object to be abandoned by the path of seeing. So those three, that's the difference. And whereas the next one, then the approacher to returner and the approacher to the abider in the fruit of the returners is to do with whether or not you have abandoned the sixth, the mental affliction of desirams, or sixth, the afflictive object to be abandoned on the level of desirams. So that's you can know that that's what the difference between approacher and the abider in the fruit of returners, and then the difference between the approacher to never returner and the abider in the fruit of never returner is to do with the whether or not you have abandoned the ninth types of the affliction of within the desire realms. So that makes six. So then the last two, which is the approacher to four destroyer, and then abider in the fruit of four destroyers. So that's to do with the whether or not you overcome that the five the concording aspect or the object to be abandoned, which on the level of the higher realms. So the five higher object to be abandoned. So whether you abandon or not. So that makes a difference between the approacher to four destroyer and abider in the fruit of four destroyers.
Da chitondano ani trashitawa ya poji hakosona da ya poyorite ina hakomasona ya roji hakosona ya jeloni da javi surala supa tadutsana ani tso pile lao gotsota ya gon pento shiwo yoresro. So it's very beneficial even just to have a rough ideas of what are all this. First you familiarize yourself with this, all this the name of those different sanghas, and then the main the descriptions of all this each one of them. If you have a rough idea, that's also very beneficial and makes a huge difference to your comprehensions of the like when of understanding the Buddhist texts, various texts that you read. 아니 pitch no mumbo to no mumbo to be Tijagres Rova, Mumbo Zoni, Tijagres, Tintangazuti, Alengi jet cities I Rova.
No.
That tell a umbo nota when I can say do. And in Conso Chane, Yemu Pumbi Chane, Senatini Mumbuze Yores.
Yeah. So as I said before, like in the monasteries, for as part of learning this subject, which of course which they have a time and then they go in a very great detail, and sometimes they all gatherings, so they're trying to list all possible types of the types of sanghas, and that anyone in the gathering can remember or can find from the text. So they're trying to bring all this together. But here, so what we have to do is the 8 sanghas. We have to remember those 8 and then the differences. Yeah.
That's that Tridro Tejo is Rova. And in the Titunga Shina Puyores. And that any Gemalani that Montana was no chores. That gain Kenju song Nonella, gain the Kenju loose can shake which is the Hakosons. That's Shika going Puyores.
So at least you get some idea of why now, of the 3 objects of refuge, there's a further study on this object of the sanghas and is necessary. And no.
Yeah. And the Yojo is Rova. No. The Yojo Nazoya, Jimalets Mamu to Chukres.
No. Also, Tibetan.
Read it.
No. So we will continue on the same topic in the next week, and so I will leave the teaching here. And so, but if anyone has a question, please, you're welcome. Yep.
I don't have a question on this topic.
Yeah.
But I do have a question about
Is that you? Yeah, I have to translate. Yeah.
Yeah, so you've got this 7 cause and effect meditation. When you add it with the Tong Yin, you get the exchanging yourself for others, and there's, I think, provocative shade.
Can maybe sorry, Jenny, you gave me your question in paper, but I didn't get a chance to actually show that to Geshe. Can you do that? Yeah, I will request Geshe to explain the next time. Because it's what of sugar tisua. The Angashi do and you did not do the Donglin the Mangushi do. Think it Jamachi the Manga Lodge. Is that okay? Yeah, that'll be better. Yeah. Because I know you put a bit of effort here for your question. Yeah. Yeah.
Just about, often they mention there's 84,000 afflictions.
84?
84,000 afflictions. We sometimes hear about the 84,000 delusions or 84,000
Yeah.
afflictions. And I wonder, do they relate in any way to these afflictions here? You know how we have the 5 and then we have the 9. And I just wondered, is there like 12,000?
Any correlation between this?
Each, like, do they correspond? And are there actually 84,000 afflictions?
Chupung Gedishi don't Sudan, then Yamon Gedishi Tagajan Yo. Tanda de Gindi Shuka, those Devata Jonas.
Tate Yamu Normatsan.
La
Yamu Tusel, Tanda Sketch Marwa.
Tanda de Gindung Tangaja, did a Java Jonas.
Didn't Joshita Yamare. Nazo Chimpi generation to the Yamu generation to Segrova, Yamu generation to Yamu Chimpi generation to Segrova. Tenzata, 2 Saganimbo Majan Zuriores, 2 Saganimbo.
Yeah.
The Choshi Dutumia,
so that's 84,000. We sometimes thought, if we extend the number of the scriptures, it will be 84,000, piles of the piles of the dharmas, and And so this is because there are 84,000 types of mental afflictions, which from the divisions of the three positive states of mind, which you divide the three positive states of mind, so which would be the subdivided into 84,000, and then that relate to the the scriptures. Geshe says it doesn't think it's related to this division of the sanghas. Is that your question? Yeah. Yeah.
I think Geshe was saying that the approacher to the path of stream entry, at that level, the Sangha stop generating any new throwing karma. They only have the stores of throwing karma from previous paths. Why is that? Why do they stop generating new throwing karma when they are approacher to the path of stream entry?
Gyunshu dachi yorwa shubatan shungne tenzo lesar soba khachini yorma resigisar.
Tati
penje lesar somesa wanda.
Lesar soba yorma res. Tika zalani chitong sosu shewa sengite yono nyojo parawa. Nyojo tingune polon tosirwa. Tinza popene kaso domengesa tosures. Kuzo domengesa tosures. Kuzo domengesa tosola. Lesar soyo matli.
Although the approacher to stream enterer, who is on the path of preparation, is a ordinary being, right, or the common beings. But however, you remember that is that approacher is on the period of meditative equipoise, same as the path of seeing. So there's no gap. You go straight into path of seeing. So path of seeing is when you have the direct realization of selflessness, and so it's because of that, because of the direct realization of selflessness, then the whatever the karma that you create, it cannot be forceful enough to result rebirth. It cannot be a throwing karma.
He's asking why.
Because of the direct realizations.
He's asking why is the direct realization.
Yeah.
Why does that prevent?
Is that the question?
That, and also if one then leaves that meditative equipoise in the path of seeing, after that meditative equipoise, can there be throwing karma generated? And also on the path of preparation before the realization. So in that meditative equipoise before the realization, can there be throwing karma generated?
So the Damyang Muslim Dona and the Pembas Penjele Sad so I never can say in answer.
Domengas to Sonovina. Domengas to Sad to what teacher ni Donza. That Donza Katosikova. That is a Nyambonaji toying gorova.
No.
That is Shinjamalo Potono. That's Karsakran, yes, to the Karina. Zeganula Karelers, Dembatula, Pemba mess. Dembatula, Pemba me, or the Nissujoyers, te Nyas Tosana, the Nyamu Museum with the Monroa, Satan Monroa, that Segasoa. The Nina was less or Sansapatetsola.
Tome Maribol Shagimana. Tende Junior Maribol.
Tende Junior Maripare.
On this.
Tende Junior Maripatiga, Tedu Gavachati. Tombo le Niemu be Ungsase, Niemu Bate, and it Tume Maripati Jogrovata. Tume Maripati Jogrova, and it did Shinju Malupate, yes, the Tuno, Estero. Le do Niemu Base, let el Rupa Niemu Bajigores, Niemu Bate Carrijo Segena, Tume Maripati Jogores. They don't the
here you're talking about, in terms of the 12 links, so you have a second link, which is a karma. And the karma And this particular karma arises from the first link of which is ignorance, specific ignorance. And so therefore since with the direct realization of this selflessness, so you have actually the directly counteract. In fact, when you rise from the meditative equipoise, you would have already uprooted the artificial or the afflicted or the intellectually acquired the view of self, a view of the self. So therefore, that has because of the which directly opposite the ignorance of the conception of self. So therefore, it is not there is no for the throwing the karma to be able to be called as a throwing karma or to be able to result a rebirth. It has to be motivated. It has to be supported by that ignorance, the first link ignorance. So which has been pretty much severe by that your direct realizations of the emptiness to such ignorance to arise. So that might be the reason. Yeah. So that makes sense. Yeah.
I just like to confirm what actually was. So these four, eight this type of Sangha, does it belong to the healers and what you call to the paths? Or do we also distinguish bodhisattvas this way? Because it sounds like it's the path of abandonment, while in the bodhisattva path you have to acquire certain things up to the six perfections. So they are not abandonments. But this was only talking about abandonment. So is it only the healer path and the realizer path, Sangha?
So your question that you're saying whether is this types of Sangha that we are talking about, is that whether they belong to the lesser vehicle or the the share jorwa the nyendo da rangegi shi wara ya the chanju sembala tejing lamla de share your vesic sa shumnege
계산아 데 시동네 단다 지주도 내생에테 년til이 작고 요래서와 년til
말아서
년til 전에 로잘라 요래서 로잘라 요래서 조 배샤는 년til은 시에되고 요래서 다 년til은 뭐 시에되와 있어 아니 다 대징이 두지기 시 기파되고 대래서와 다 가시거니 대체를 요사마리 소소로 된거 요래서 이나요 대체라 요래서네 아니 단다지 시에인 거라서 대징이 두지가 시에তে 대체를 예도 시에고 그래서 이나요 니 라테야테 가르테고 그래서는 단다 테멜을 빼시네 되고 그래서 단다 테메들 빼자 아니 산이 제로 맞춰디 빼때 대안에와 약 그래서 대체래요 대체라들이 여러 와서네
더 대징이 준슈다
준슈다스니 탄예적 말라 탄예적 말때 내도 뿌도 찬다와 내도 뿌도 찬다와 대체라 요래 대체라고 견도 견주 요래 일무제 뿌도 느린들 찬다와 요래 해서네 내시는 거 그래서 내시야데 이 두지는 땅가 저 빼 시는 거 그래서 봐
so this the presentation on all these types of like 8 types of sanghas which you find in the various scriptures is primarily concerning with the lesser vehicles, and within the lesser vehicle is referring to the sharvaka vehicles. All these the terms that we use here, like the stream winners, once returner, and never returner, so forth, all primarily referring to that. But and also there might be the you could also have the same type of sangha among the pratyeka Buddha or the soldier realizers, and so the but in the Bodhisattva's path, there's no mention that we don't use that term to referring to any Bodhisattvas. So, however, we find in this in the study of this Abhisamayalamkara, so where this presentation of the all these types of sanghas of the lesser of the Sharvakas are given as the example, like a similitudes to show that the Bodhisattvas, those who follow the Mahayana path, they also have like a similar kind of realizations. Similar, yeah. Yeah. Similar to that. Yeah, they have like a parallel. So this you will probably, I don't know, you'll find in this topic all these the realization and the state of abandonment that are all which are mentioned in the explicitly in the context of the Sharvaka vehicles mentioned here, but also it parallels. There's also the text also explained that this also parallels the realizations and the state of abandonment which is endowed by the Bodhisattvas. So are all implied there.
Tandi jimatela tanati peres ro jimatela ni denla yo jayin kores. Shuji sambala yo shoji babala yo jayin kores.
So we will come back. Maybe we will after later on we'll find out how we can correlate these all these different levels of the Sharvaka sanghas to the Mahayanas.
Tangi ki nyamu janta jitu sengete tanda ti nyamu tinu tsin di de go yor das.
La.
Maso tena nyamu mu boshe de imba. Tinu tsin di go yores. Kume chanda ngatu tame chanda ngatu nenye gado chi she de ya. Tinu tsin di de go yores ro. Ina ta chungka ja to loga chi res.
Da de gindun tang mongo so de ke jitle wa.
Teki tingo ne tsur ja go maro ta gelate.
Yeah. So back to that your first question, when you talk about the 84,000 afflictions, so those afflictions are included in what is affliction that we mentioned here about those five sets of the affliction on the desire realms, on the higher realms. All these includes those 84,000 afflictions. Yeah.
Any questions?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I think you said it takes about 7 lives for a stream enterer to become enlightened. That it'll be 7 lifetimes. That once you enter the stream, you'll get 7 lifetimes, right?
7 되게 들어와 지금 개와 공식 시에 줘 봐게. 개와 뒤를 라면 줄 라이마. 규슈 슈발. So is your question is why only 7 or why you can't have someone who can have 8?
Sometimes they say it's 7, but other times they say that when you enter the path of seeing, which is as opposed to Mahayana presentation a lot of the time, they say it'll take 3 countless eons. So sometimes we have this presentation of 3 countless eons as opposed to 7 lifetimes. I wonder why that is presentation.
그 저당에 되게 강대라. 규슈 슈바 토선 답변에 개와 뒤를 링 말했어요. 송으로 하다가 개와 링다도. 다양 가시게 가서 개와 장물 쓴 소사에서요. 다 되게 배나 다 지금 통남편에 다 상마게 보도 개와 먹고 요식이 말했어요. 지와디 인사를.
주메서도 주사세 대시다 수지 기체들에서 이나요 주메서를 주소와도 시오 뭐래 그게 기자 말했어. 시오 뭐래 뭐체지라고 주메서도 주 가서 단다네 힘이 되라 네 세지라고 수지게 예수무요 그래서 와 대자네 종각 기자 말했어.
Kewa tangme sumge, sosa.
Trume, shewa trume saga tsuso di jera. Te shewa mumbu le gawi kecha tani mares. Rwa. Tangi shewa din le se te nye susu shewi ne kasalo ne ta chi le nye ungi tani le so de sa di le te susu zu me wa ina. Ani di ungi ga shewa din le se.
Ko ta tiwa di namju sik pe yudang jorwa. Gejin tangme sum se da kewa sum se jorwa. Gejin sum ge sosa di ge shewa.
Te kachi trume saga tsu senge te kawa chimbo sal dene su ge kecha mares. Rwa. Kachi trume sal tsu se ta susu shi ta taga si jiga ti chi kachi trume sal rumba ji tan ron ronge ji yores. Rinta wunti shene. Rinta wunti shene. Rinta wunti shene kachi trume sal dene ni tsu so nge ji wu yores. Ina tela ni kachi trume su so she jajara ma to ichi mechi kachi trume saga tsu so wala kachi trume wa so de gayo mares.
So first you mentioned about the accumulation of merit over like 3 countless aeons, or okay, aeons and aeons. So the that kind of implied the maximum number of time that someone might take to accumulate the merit, right? But it doesn't. However, it doesn't mean that in order to accumulate that the merits of the 3 countless aeons doesn't mean that you have to take the life cycle of countless aeons. You could accumulate that amount, same amount in one single lifetime. Countless aeons of the merits. Do you see the point? Yeah. So that's yeah. You can accumulate the merits of the 3 countless aeons in a single lifetimes. It's just like saying sometimes when we work very efficiently on one particular single day, I finish the work of 1 month or 10 days. I've done it all. It's something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Tanga dyundi shakwa khimda. You should show dyunle college and never 6 kidan ladu.
Dyunle never. The patient them soon is let them boss it. The Kanam she tajiki tahsla.
Yeah. So with that number 7, only 7, that's what is mentioned there. Occasionally it doesn't have a specific to clarify on that. Why it's only 7 times, after you achieve the become a approacher to the stream enterer, the maximum number of rebirth is only 7.
Yeah. So you're going to get 3 countless beyond for the merit in those 7 regardless.
Yeah.
Chijana Shewa Dino, the Mongo, Dachome Kumutono, Shewa Dile Mongo, Dachome Kumutono,
Yeah. It could be some highly being might have worked it out that when you reach to that state of the development, then they know that how long it takes to achieve the state of liberations. So they know that it wouldn't take more than 7 lifetimes.
Karisana Tsetela, Tinijirishupa Tsetela, Pope Kumutono, the Asra. Jetanga Pope Kumutos and Shewa Din.
Yeah.
Gumaravas.
Yeah, so it is obvious that that person would become a Arya, the status of the Arya superior being in that same lifetimes, and so which is part of seeing, and then that gives some indication maybe should not take longer than 7 lifetime. Sorry.
Mana Buddha,
yeah.
No Buddha, Buddha Marta.
Changsen Papa on Tawainasura, that's Sangha, Tilaya, the Gawa news of the day, Koina, the Lagus.
Ticket Maris, Ticket Maris. Zembobato, Yanji tent, Songs at the Pandram, the Shendro Yarwa, and that the Lenin Geshe.
So here, this when we talk about the coming back, taking the rebirth, we're talking about in terms of taking rebirth by the due to the force, or propelled by the karma and mental delusions. Whereas the bodhisattvas, not usually can take rebirth out of compassion, out of the motivation of bodhicitta. They are voluntarily, coming back to the earth, not by the force of karma or delusions. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Dedication.